Proverbs chapter 17. Better is a dry morsel with quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. A wise servant will rule over a son who causes shame, and will share an inheritance among the brothers. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the hearts. An evildoer gives heed to false lips. A liar listens eagerly to a spiteful tongue. He who mocks the poor reproaches his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children is their father. Excellent speech is not becoming to a fool, much less lying lips to a prince. A present is a precious stone in the eyes of its possessor. Wherever he turns, he prospers. He who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates friends. Rebuke is more effective for a wise man than 100 blows on a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a man meet a bear robbed of her cubs rather than a fool in his folly. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. The beginning of strife is like releasing water, therefore stop contention before a quarrel starts. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the just, both of them alike are an abomination to the Lord. Why is there in the hand of a fool the purchase price of wisdom, since he has no heart for it? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man devoid of understanding shakes hands in a pledge and becomes surety for his friend. He who loves transgression loves strife, and he who exalts his gait seeks destruction. He who has a deceitful heart finds no good, and he who has a perverse tongue falls into evil. He who begets a scoffer does so to his sorrow, and the father of a fool has no joy. A merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. A wicked man accepts a bribe behind the back to pervert the ways of justice. Wisdom is in the sight of him who has understanding, but the eyes of a fool are on the ends of the earth. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her who bore him. Also, to punish the righteous is not good, nor to strike princes for their uprightness. He who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of a calm spirit. Even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace. When he shuts his lips, he is considered perceptive. Proverbs 17:22 says, "A merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones." I was recently reading a report by the Mayo Clinic that said, laughter really is good medicine. When we laugh, it helps to bring in oxygen-rich air into our body. It also helps to stimulate our heart, our lungs, and our muscles, and it increases the endorphins that are released into our brain. It also helps to reset our stress response, and it gives us a good, relaxing feeling. Laughter has also been known to relieve pain and boost the immune system. Now, the opposite of laughter is comes down in many times in depression and anxiety, things of that nature. And the problem is that we control a lot of whether or not we laugh or not, or we control our happiness all by the things that we bring in through our mind. And our mind many times takes situations, and instead of looking for the joy and the happiness in them, instead they tend to despair. And there's a verse in the Bible that reminds us, do not be anxious, do not fear. And that's giving us an understanding that we have the right, we have the ability to be anxious, we have the ability to fear, the same ability that we have to fight those things back. So Jesus gives us a promise there and says, look, you have the ability to not be anxious, to not fear. And that's something that we need to attach to. That's something that we need to practice through our mind, to not be anxious, to not fear, to not have panic. Because the problem is that as we think about these different things that help us to get panicky and help us to fear and so on, we end up getting more tight, and we get more stressed out, and we get more strained, and our body collapses more, and we get into more of a depressive state. And here we can see today from Proverbs 17:22 that instead we need to relax. We need to rest in the promises of the Lord. God is good. He's always good. He's always going to do good for us. We need to relax that He's going to take care of these issues in life instead of allowing ourselves to be pulled down by them. Instead of getting into a state of depression or a state of anxiety, we need to let these things go, and we need to think positively. And we need to remember that because God is always good, He's going to continue taking care of these problems, and we don't need to worry about them. Instead of bringing in the negative things that help pull you down, instead think about the positive things. Think about God's goodness. Think about His promises and how they always ring true. And then have something to laugh about. Read a funny joke. Read a funny story. Laugh with your friends. Laugh with your family. There's so much in nature. There's so much here in the world today to be happy about, to laugh about, because God is wonderful. He continues to give us joy. And we can always have joy in the promises of the Lord. Go out today. Be positive. Laugh about something. Have a great day. I'll see you later. God bless.